Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today we talk about movie, Vikram. At the beginning of this movie, we get to see the old store at night, where a man named Prabhanjan hides a transmitter in a crate full of cocaine, and then hiding those crate in a container, he calls his two higher officers, and the scene cuts to this. After this the scene shifts. The lead character of the story Kamal Haasan, whose name is Karan in this movie, Karan is shown in this way, that happy-go-lucky person that he is always intoxicated with alcohol and marijuana, and just like that one day drunk gets hit his car, then some people with black masks come and kidnap him, after which he is tied to a chair and stabbed in his chest. Although the police were about to reach there at this time, but before that they had placed a bomb there, in whose explosion Karan would have died, and only one leg is left, after which the scene shifts to, in the police department, and here we see that, these people with black masks, a few days back Prabhanjan named man who was in the police department, and with same Stephen Raj he was also in the police department, them killed by saying that this is not murder, but a statement against job system. And then the third turn was of Karan, who was a normal civilian. Although the policemen tried hard to catch that whole black mask team, but they were all very clever, that they did not leave any evidence behind. Where Joseph was high chief, he says that only a special police officer can do this, can execute, whose name is Emma. Joseph just starts telling all the details of this case to Emma. So far the total is 3 murders. There is an atmosphere of fear in the whole city, although the first 2 people who died were from the police department, and the third was a normal person. So what did those people have to do with this third person? Investigate this. Now where Emma said, my own team will lead this work, which one of us only I decide when, and how to do the work, will do, saying that the police department will not come in this. Emma leaves with his team. Now if we talk about Emma, he is an undercover agent, and in the same way the people of his team also remain undercover agents, who neither have any ID passport nor driving license, means there is no existence of existence in this world. Not only that, that means even if caught in some work, so their actual identity should not be revealed. These people had only one motto: never love anyone or tell anyone your real self. But still Emma falls in love with a girl named Gayatri, and this both decide to get married in 2 weeks. During the investigation, Emma comes to know about this. To investigate that Prabhanjan had adopted Karan as his father some time back, Emma disguises himself as a journalist and arrives at Prabhanjan's house, and there, after paying 2 lakhs in cash, starts asking Prabhanjan's wife, that after all, how is your husband's death, as well as the money that I had taken from Karan some time ago. He helped me in bad times, so today I came to return his money. Here Prabhanjan's wife starts telling Emma is that since his death Karan started drinking lot alcohol, and coming home after drinking alcohol. Even once he used to come to my room. After all, it is good that he died. He knew that my kid has a problem with loud noises, but still opens doors loudly, does not take care of anything, lives the life of his choice, also started taking drugs, after which Emma reaches Karan's driver for further investigation. Then the driver tells that yes, Karan used to get drunk all the time, but he used to take golf. There also he used to smoke sitting under the tree in the corner. With these Emma was finding lies in everything. That's why he enters their house at night, and starts checking Karan's drawer, from inside which he gets drugs, and after getting it checked in forensics, he comes to know that it was thalatrum novogranitans. It means raw cocaine substance, from which 5 kilograms of cocaine could be made from 5 grams raw substance, after which Emma and his team find out that the day the big container of this raw cocaine went missing, the same day both the policemen died. Now on this the undercover agents together try to find this drugs supplier. Here he comes across a person named Chandan, who had tattoos on his back, and one day when a policeman tried to take him to the police station, Chandan increased his power by consuming the raw substance there. As for Chandan, he had no kids of his own, but his 3 wives. His family was also very big, in which more than 70 people lived. Chandan was a doctor for the society, but behind all these things, he had a hidden business. He had a lab under his house, where he used to make actual cocaine from this raw substance, and also used to make some power capsules for himself. Where Emma reaches a gym for his investigation, where the owner tells him that yes, Karan used to come to this gym every day, but his worst habit was that he used to drink alcohol here too. I refused many times, but he didn't listen to me, and at the same time, Karan had another bad habit of going to the brothel. Emma does not leave a gap in the investigation, so he also reaches the brothel and goes to that girl, to whom Karan often used to come. Where the girl would tell is that Karan used to just tie my hands, and himself used to go out of the window, after which he would come after an hour. Emma asks, that he did not do anything with you. Then the girl says, no, he used to come tie my hand and say keep shouting. He was my regular customer. I bought a car because of him. Emma thinks that after 1 hour, till then what he used to do outside the window, so he goes out of the window and investigates. Then he finds the transmitter outside the window. Emma brings the transmitter to the forensic lab. Then the people there tell that this transmitter is old agents used. On the other hand, Emma's team captures a person from Chandan's group, and to ask the truth, narcotics are used on him. He is asked again and again, after all, who are those people with masks? If that person tells who the people with masks are, not about their address, but recently Mr. Chandan's truck, in which he was telling that there was a very expensive cocaine substance. Here Emma comes to know another news, that Stephen Raj, who was killed by Black Masked team, had contacts with Rudra Pratap and Veera. Both of them had a meeting with him, but Stephen Raj is no more. So now Rudra Pratap and Veera will meet each other. The meeting day was Friday and Rudra Pratap's daughter's wedding was on this day. That's why he himself does not come to meet Veera, only sends his men. Here Emma believed that if he wanted to catch the masked person, he himself would have to wear the mask. That's why he secretly reaches Veera's meeting, because he had a strong doubt that the people with the black mask would definitely come here and kill Veera, because someone was involved in their drug case. Have to do with, and then it happens, because they're distracting the attention. Black masked people reach there and kill Veera, and Emma chases them at high speed, and then his van collides with one of the black team men, who is caught and sent to jail. Interrogation. It turns out that this is ex-officer with special task was a soldier of the force. Then Emma tells him, don't you feel ashamed while doing such work? Then he said that when someone in front of your eyes kill your family, how would you feel? Will start sweating below, will wake up trembling, and if it goes to the head, then only anger. We will clean all the society together, and our mission will not stop until all the culprits are punished. Even though you have imprisoned me here, but the rest of my teammates will finish Rudra Pratap quickly, too, in his daughter's marriage. Who can kill Rudra Pratap? Then we viewers see that from the crowd the same black team went straight to the bride, leaving too much smoke, put a knife to the throat of girl, and say we needed just a person, whose name is Rudra Pratap. Chandan standing there all this was watching something, because he had taken the security of Rudra Pratap, but now because of Rudra Pratap, the matter had come on the daughter, and Rudra Pratap they were demanding. That's why he has to hand himself over to them, after which he puts a strap around his neck and takes the black mask man on a bike to a faraway place. The entire police force was behind him, along with Emma and his undercover agents, but at one point all the police surround him. Now where one side Chandan was fighting with the rest of the black team after consuming raw substance, on the other side was Black Mask Man alone fighting with the entire police force. But in the meantime, Emma reaches there and says, once you take off the mask and then face me, where we viewers come to know that the Black Commando is none other than Karan himself. Now here slowly the leaves of this movie start opening, because when Prabhanjan called two officers, one of them was Joseph and the other was Vijay, who was with them, was found. Another person who in police custody. Next scene shift on Chandan, in the lab to make his drugs was working. Then he had get a call from a man whose name Rolex, and he asks where my stuff are. Basically here's the guys talking about that big container, which had the raw substance inside. So Chandan would say that he will be found soon. Don't take tension, that is, in this whole drug mafia, not only Chandan, and the rest of his team, but Rolex was also up him. Then scene is shift the next day, and here Emma tells the whole department that 40 years from now in 1981, a team named Black Squad in government formed, whose leader was Vikram, and the person whom I saw yesterday was Karan, who was among those killed in the count, but he was hiding his reality for so long. He was here, standing among us and catching and killing drug mafias. Used to be so. Joseph says that if you have got so much information, then why don't you go and catch him? Because Amar had come to know the actual motive of those people, that they are not bad but good and doing good work for this society. So Amar tells Joseph that you gave me the job just to find out about Karan. I did my job. Here, after all, who is Karan? It is not my job to catch him, it is yours. Then leave here and go on with own work. Joseph threatens him that I will kill you. Won't leave, catch Vikram as soon as possible, bring it to me. Amar understands from these things that he is definitely associated with these drug mafia people, while Vikram and his team enter their jail and get the joy out of there, while on the other hand, while leaving the police department, Amar had taken out 200 kilograms of RDX from his own investigation department and fitted it in Chandan's lab, because all the cocaine was made from there. And Joseph calls Chandan and tells that in your lab more than 200 kilos RDX has been installed. There can be an explosion at any time, so get out of there as soon as possible. Chandan used to live here with his family, so he kept every person in the house very closely and everything carefully. He brings it out, but still one of his men was inside the house and he pulls the chain of the flush, and at the same time there is a huge explosion, which destroys both Chandan's house and the lab below it completely, and this makes Chandan very angry and he goes straight to Joseph. Then Joseph tells him that two people are behind the destruction of this lab of yours. One is Vikram, who is the father of Prabhanjan. His grandson and his daughter-in-law live in the city, and the other is Amar, whose wife we have found. After listening to this, Chandan should send his mans on both sides. Meanwhile, we see Vikram and Vikram's team find Vikram listening to the call that Prabhanjan made to Vijay, tormenting him, beat him. Everybody asked from it about drugs, but Prabhanjan did not give any information about those drugs. He not tell the location, after which forcefully Chandan comes over there to ask, and in his throat punch, because of which Prabhanjan dies on the spot. In this whole scandal, many big police officers, Joseph as well as Chandan, were involved, so this black team targeted all of them. Here the scene shifts towards Chandan, who had captured Gayatri and wanted to take revenge on Amar for destroying his house and lab, but till Amar saves his wife by the time he reached the parking lot, Chandan had done his work. He had beheaded Gayatri, while Chandan's mans had now reached Karan's house as well, to kill his grandson and daughter-in-law. But then do we see that his work in his house cleaner girl, Karan himself appointed, having kept her in the house, is her agent too. She goes on killing all those mans one by one, in the mistress's house to keep her safe. There was a small save, so she's go in it and calls Vikram directly, but till Vikram reach, Agent Tina had lost her life, but luckily her grandson was alive, and as soon as Vikram lifts his grandson in his hands, then men come towards Chandan and attack him. Here the scene shifts to Emma, who now in anger makes Joseph his first victim. Next, Karan use tracker turns on, which was in the container. Chandan's man reach that location to kill Karan, but they don't know that Karan himself brought them here, with the help of that tracker. Where Karan is present there with a big cannon blows up dozens of vehicles, but these explosions his grandson's heart beat down in the voice, and he's dead in a way. Then Karan gives his grandson to Amma, and says to take him to the nearest hospital as soon as possible. Then Amma calls his best friend, who was a doctor, and tries to give CPR to Karan's grandson, but in the meantime, many mans had disappeared, so all of them Karan teach a lesson, starts shooting at them with the gun. And then comes the turn of Chandan, the villain of the movie. Karan tied chained in hand, and beat him and kill Chandan, and movie ends here. Now here, it comes the post-credits scene of movie, in which the entry takes place. The villain of the next story is Rolex, which called the team about his stolen container asks, and number 1 is said to be in Chennai. The reason for the disappearance of drugs was a person named Emma, while on the second number it is told that in Tricharapli the reason for the disappearance of drugs was a person in Delhi. Vikram was the reason for the Rolex truck that was stolen. So here Rolex tells all his people that whoever brings me the heads of these 3, I will give them a lifetime settlement. Turns out, but in that crowd we can see that Vikram was also present there, who had seen the face of Rolex, and with this wonderful movie ends here. So guys, thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe, cause we going to explain next amazing movie for you. Thank you. Keep watching and stay safe.